I am back to play more of this game, and it's time to deal with the goat. Or try to. How did I do it the first time? I need to distract the goat. Because if I were to try and walk, it's gonna like try and bump me. But I think... Yeah. I can't go too close, so... What am I supposed to do to grab that plow? That's a mean-ass goat. I don't know what the problem with this goat is. Yeah. How do I do this? Goat is its worst enemy. I know I need to trap it somehow, but how am I supposed to do that? I need a lifeline. I need a lifeline. Stop walking around, George. Stand there and not be knocked out by the goat. I need to make it so that he would... No, no, no. Why do you want to keep walking over here? Why don't you step over here? I know I need to tangle his wire somehow, but I just forgot how to do that. And he can't walk faster, you know? George just has to walk slowly. He can't, like, move faster. It's so weird. I remember correctly. Try to walk down the stairs first. Once you've been knocked down, mash click on the broken wheel on the left side. You mean this plow thing? It's not a wheel, it's a plow. Okay, let's try and go there. Okay, let's try to do that.
The rope by which the goat was tethered had become tangled on the old plowshare.
Thank you so much, Hermit Gamer, the Hermit Gamer. You are the best. Sorry, goat, you're gonna be trapped here for a bit. I needed to get down, okay? You were blocking my way. Made it in.
The statue was too heavy to lift. It overbalanced into the sand.
I know this puzzle I need to make.
As I swung the stone upright, I noticed it had left a pattern of holes in the sand.
Get this. I need to make like a indentation for that. So for this.
As I dipped my fingers into the soft white powder, I realized what it was. Plaster of Paris. I'd used it in kindergarten to make casts of animal paw prints.
And put the powder in the hole.
I sprinkled the plaster on the sand until the holes were filled.
Then I got the wet towel.
I squeezed the towel as hard as I could, but it was barely damp.
I need to go get some water for that. Give me a sec. Down I go. And back to the bar. I need that water. Okay.
I held the towel under the faucet and soaked it with water.
Okay, let's hope that works. Okay, then go back up again. Go back inside. Go back down. And that.
The trickle of water was quickly absorbed by the plaster. I eased the solid piece of plaster from the sand. Underneath, it had formed a perfect copy of the statue.
And use it here.
The hardened plaster cast fitted snugly into the 5 matching sockets. There was a soft thud, then silence.
And voila! I got a flashlight. Right, let's go in. See what's up with this creepy place. Back at Nico's apartment.
So, where did you stay last night?
At McDevitt's, I got to drinking with Doyle and a couple of the guys.
That explains why you look so ill today. Did you get any sleep at all?
Not much. I had to share the room with another guy.
Did he snore?
Hardly. He was dead. Then Leary woke me in the middle of the night to help bail out the cellar.
The cellar was flooded?
Yeah, some idiot had left the faucet running.
Sorry, that would be me. My bad.
Has disappeared?
Without a trace. But my visit wasn't a complete waste of time.
Pete Graham's gem?
The Templars gem. Whoever Jacques Marquet is, he's in for a disappointment.
Jacques Marquet?
He's the guy who should have collected the gem from Fitzgerald.
What are your plans?
I want to find out who, what, or where Montfaucon was. All I've got to go by is the name and a picture of a hanged man.
Yeah, that is bad. And I need to look at the manuscript.
Let's take another look at the manuscript. That's the gem that Pegram found in Lochmarn.
It's over here.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull. Between them is a gem supported by a tripod.
This thing. Now I think you have to go to the museum.
This is the tool I used to get into the sewers.
Fascinating, George.
You're not interested, are you?
Of course I am. I think it was very brave of you to go down those sewers.
Yeah? Well, it was kind of scary, but... Well, I had a job to do.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to share
Can't sit
that.
here all day, much as I'd like to.
Okay. Don't forget to look for Lopinur at the Kron Museum.
That's
And
exactly
write
what I
down to
would
see
do.
if Rosso has heard anything.
Okay. Anything else I can do for you while I'm out? Shopping, a trip to the laundromat?
Just take care of yourself.
I'll be careful. So let's go find Labanur and Rosso. I'll do Rosso first. I don't like him all that much. It's closer too, anyways.
Excuse me?
Ah, Monsieur Stobbart, n'est-ce pas?
That's correct. You remember me.
The retention of such data is part of my duty as a gendarme. That is how crime is fought, through attention to detail, not intuition.
Yes, sure. Have you heard of a man called Marquet?
Yes. He used to be known as the Mole of Montmartre. I heard he's been hospitalized, probably by one of his rivals.
Hospitalized?
Which hospital was Marquet taken to?
The Hagenmeyer Clinic, in the Avenue des Hérissons.
Why was Marquet known as the Mole of Montmartre?
Because he lived in Montmartre, I suppose.
Yeah, but why the mole?
I don't know. Maybe he ruined people's lawns.
Okay.
I'd like to report an assault.
Yes, monsieur? Where is the victim?
I'm the victim. I've been harassed by a pair of thugs.
I see. And where did this alleged assault take place?
Outside the Hotel Ubu. They stopped me as I was leaving and went through my pockets.
Could you describe the suspects, monsieur?
One looked like a gorilla, and the other looked like a weasel. Their names are Flap and Guido.
Bon. I'll get them this time.
This time, they did a lot of stuff. Criminal activity?
What are you going to do about Flap and Guido, Sergeant?
I'm going to bust them, monsieur. For years I have been hoping to pin something on that pair. Now's my chance. I'll show them. And the inspector.
Thanks, Sergeant. Thanks for taking me seriously.
I'm only doing my duty, monsieur.
Do you know a man named Khan? He's a shifty-looking guy with a scar on his left cheek.
No, monsieur. Has this man any connection with the bombing of the cafe?
Maybe.
Yes. I believe Khan was the name he used when he hired the clown costume. Is Rosso here?
Yes, he is. You wish to speak to him?
Yes, I do.
One moment, monsieur.
Yeah, let's talk to him, see if he knows anything.
Stobbart is here to see you, monsieur.
Did he say what it was about?
No, monsieur.
Very well.
Hi, Inspector. Remember me?
But of course, Mr. Stobbart. My mind is a well-ordered faculty. A mental classification system that's the envy of the Bibliothèque Nationale. No tricks mark you, monsieur. Just exercise.
Yeah, I don't believe
Just
you.
as our muscles waste through inactivity, so our minds decay. But there is no need. If only people would learn to exercise their wits daily.
If he was trying to impress me, it worked. He was pompous and patronizing, but he had style.
Eh bien, if you called about the bombing, you're too late. Investigations have been closed.
Why?
But
I've been taken off the case.
what about the murderer, the dead guy?
It is out of my hands.
Ever heard of a guy called Marquet? Jacques Marquet?
Marquet, I know the name well. He has a record for suspected blackmail, kidnapping, arson, and art theft.
An all-rounder, huh? How come he's on the loose?
His bravado is matched only by the courtroom skills of his attorney.
Have you heard of Professor Pegram, the archaeologist?
Molly Pegram, the second son of Lord Barclay Pegram.
I don't know. I only read about him in a magazine.
So much for the efficacy of rehabilitation. What has he done this time?
He made an important archaeological find in Ireland. Do you know Pegram well?
I have connections with the family, but I wouldn't say I knew him at all.
Is his name really Molly?
Of course not. That was the nickname he was given at school.
Molly?
Friends and acquaintances know him as Molly.
Then what's his actual name?
Don't you want to know what I found out about the killer?
I told you, monsieur, the case is closed. I have washed my hands of the whole affair.
Then I'll have to continue my investigations without your help.
No, you must forget the business of the clown completely. Go back to being an ordinary tourist, Stobbart.
No way.
Do you know a pair of thugs called Flap and Guido?
I have known those two since they graduated from special school. Flap is a nasty piece of work, but Guido is the real brains of the partnership. Where did you hear of them?
I met them out front of the Hotel Ubu. Did you find out the ID of the guy who was killed in the explosion?
I already knew who he was.
Who?
I heard that the bomb victim's name was Plantar.
Your sources are reliable.
He was a big shot at the Treasury, wasn't he? Maybe that's why you've been taken off the case.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I cannot comment.
Of course you can't.
What was that psycho-detective business you did in the cafe?
It is my theory that the passions evoked in violent crimes create ripples in the ether, invisible to all but the possessor of a highly developed and receptive mind.
Right.
Can you bend spoons, too?
I didn't think a man of your obvious intelligence would stoop to mockery.
I'm not mocking. I've had personal experience of the power of the mind. I used to get ignored at parties until I read a book that changed my life.
Really? What was it called?
Hypnotism for Fun and Profit. He looked at me as if I'd farted at a funeral.
The power of mesmerism is a rare gift, not a party trick.
You're not gonna try any of that psychic interrogation on me, are you?
Do you find the thought of my probing distasteful?
Yes.
Let's just say I'd rather you didn't. I've got more doubts than doubting Thomas when it comes to mysticism.
Too bad. I think you would make an interesting subject under controlled regression.
The day I let anyone mess with my mind hasn't dawned yet.
Have you seen this guy?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No.
It's the face of a killer.
The man who bombed the cafe?
The photograph was taken soon after the explosion. He'd escaped through the sewers, leaving a trail of clues behind him.
Circumstantial evidence, Stobbart. None of it proves a thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue the
So long,
investigation without
Inspector.
your help. You know what? Let's go to Labrador first. Labanur! Are you Labanur?
I beg your pardon. Are you Andre Lobineau?
That's me. You want my autograph?
No.
No, I was told you may be able to help me.
Help?
My name is George Stobbart. I'd like your professional opinion.
Well, okay. Shoot.
Does the name Montfaucon mean anything to you?
Sure. It was the most grisly spectacle in Paris until the Revolution.
A public toilet?
Montfaucon was the place of execution for many thousands. A
Yeah,
temple
yo,
deck
Grip.
with row upon row of arches, each one framing a grim exhibit. Scores of rotting corpses swung on creaking rope, while the crows devoured their flesh.
That explains the image of the hanged man. I found a reference to Montfaucon in Ireland, in a village called Lochmarn.
Lochmarn! That's where Pegram was digging.
Yep.
That's right. He'd left the excavation before I arrived. Do you know Pegram well?
Not really. I met him at a conference. I would have liked to talk to him in depth, but I didn't have time.
When was this?
Oh, back in the summer, July, I think.
The second week of July?
Maybe. Yes, it was, just before Bastille Day.
So Pegram was in Paris at the same time as the other victims.
Pardon? Victims of what?
Nothing. Just thinking aloud.
Victims of crime, obviously.
Where was the site of Montfaucon?
To the northeast, near the Canal Saint-Martin, but there's nothing there now. The old gibbet was torn down during the Revolution.
What can you tell me about Philippe le Bel?
He was responsible for the extermination of the Knights Templar.
That asshole.
I know that, but why was Philip so hot to get rid of them?
Mostly because he wanted to get his hands on their treasure. He had an enormous debt and a lifelong war with England to fund. The trouble was, the Templars were a highly respected holy order.
If the Templars were so powerful, how did this Philippe dude wipe them out?
By underhanded, dishonorable means, of course. The Pope was Clement V, a Frenchman.
French, huh? Handy for Philippe.
Fate had nothing to do with it. He was Philippe's puppet, planted to further his political ambitions. Philippe wanted the wealth of the Templars and used Clement to get it.
He didn't find it, though.
So what was Philippe's plan? What happened?
Sealed orders were sent out all over France, not to be opened until the appointed day. That day was Friday, July 13th. That's the origin of our superstition regarding that date. At dawn, throughout the whole of France, the Templars were arrested. It was the biggest bust in the history of the world.
What happened to the Templars after their arrest?
Philippe was out for blood, so he handed the Templars over to the Inquisition.
That asshole. Again, that
They
asshole.
confessed to a sensational and sordid list of blasphemies.
Like what?
Oh, the sort of things you read about in the gutter press. Devil worship, lewd sexual practices, spitting on the Holy Cross, that kind of thing.
Well, that must have given their lawyers some headaches.
Whether or not the accusations were true, this was not good publicity. Most of the charges were probably cooked up, but so were the Templars, literally. Hundreds of them were found guilty of heresy and flamed grilled at the stake.
Again, the king's
They
an asshole.
died protesting their innocence.
But surely Philippe had no proof of his charges against the Templars.
A man will admit anything under torture. The Inquisition fabricated some nonsensical demon called Baphomet, and then suggested to the victims that this was what they worshipped.
But they didn't have to agree.
The records show a Templar coming to trial with both feet burnt off. Fragments of flesh and charred bone falling from the stumps. What would you not admit to stop such torment?
So there was no truth at all in the Baphomet accusations?
Not a shred. Almost every victim described the idol differently. No, Baphomet never existed outside the sick minds of the Inquisitors.
Assholes again.
So Philippe stole the
Terrible
Templars'
people.
riches, huh?
Oh no, they weren't stupid. The king's troops marched first on the temple in Paris, then to the Templar home port at La Rochelle. There was no trace of the treasure, and the fleet of the Knights Templar had set sail.
So they found nothing.
I'd like your opinion on a medieval manuscript.
Vraiment, do you have it with you?
No, it's too fragile. And besides, there are certain people who'd stop at nothing to get their hands on it.
Intriguing. Do you have a copy of the text?
There isn't much, only a few Latin phrases. I was kind of hoping you'd help decipher the pictures.
Without seeing the manuscript, that's a tall order.
Just tell me one thing. What does the image of two men riding on the same horse suggest to you?
The Knights Templar. Does the Templar seal appear on this manuscript?
Yes.
I'd love to see that for myself.
Can you tell me anything about the Knights Templar?
I sure can, Georgie. Soldiers, diplomats, mercenaries, monks, bankers, you name it, the Templars fit the bill. The greatest fighting force in Christendom, the militia of Christ.
Jeez. How did the Templars get their name?
From the building in which they set up their headquarters. The King of Jerusalem gave them part of a mosque on the Temple Mount. It was said to have been the site of the original Temple of Solomon. The order became known first as the Knights of the Temple, and later as the Knights Templar.
You're a mine of information, Andre.
Glad to be of help, Georgie.
Hey, Georgie, what a cute
How
nickname.
come the Templars became so wealthy?
There was a constant stream of new recruits to their ranks, many from noble families. They were required to swear a sacred oath of poverty, chastity, and obedience. So, their money, goods, and lands were donated to the order. The Templars soon held land in France, Scotland, England, Spain, most of Europe, in fact. The poor Knights of Christ became the wealthiest power in Christendom.
So what about the poverty? Did they
Is it
use the
true
money?
The treasure of the Knights Templar was never found?
Who knows? So little knowledge of what really happened remains. Or, if it does, the truth has never been made public.
What do you mean by that?
The Templars have attained mythological status, like the King Arthur of the Britons. There are people even now who say the Templars still exist.
Do you think that's likely?
No, not for a minute.
The manuscript is being looked after by a friend.
In Paris?
Yeah, not far from here, in fact.
Well, just give me the address and I'll come round and take a look.
I'm not so sure about that. Maybe I should check with her first.
A female friend?
Yeah, she's a woman. Maybe it was my imagination, but I noticed a predatory look in his eye. Suddenly, this friendly historian had turned into the big bad wolf. This friend who has the manuscript,
Oui, the anonymous girlfriend.
she lives at 361 Rue Jarry.
Ah, I know it well. I'll drop by.
I just said it immediately. I didn't even call Nico. Sorry about that, Nico.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to Nico and let her know about this first. Then after that, drop by the hospital.
Hi, Nico.
What are you sounding so chipper about?
I'm full of the joys of the fall.
I can't imagine why.
Because Sergeant Moo has given me another lead. The guy who was supposed to collect the gem, Jacques Marquet.
You found him!
He's in a hospital here in Paris. I guess that was the killer's doing, to stop him meeting Pegram.
Maybe. Are you going to try to talk to Marquet?
What have I got to lose?
Plenty.
Have you found out any more about the Knights Templar?
Yes, I have. The guy responsible for their downfall was Philippe IV, the King of France.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as Philippe le Bel.
I've heard of him.
Well, he is known to history as Philippe the Fair. But I doubt if the Templars called him that. I'm
Yeah,
sure
the
Andre will tell
Templars
you all about him.
don't like him.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Yeah, nothing new. I can tell him about Andre. So, guess that's it.
See you soon.
Yeah. See you.
All right. Time to go to the hospital to visit Pegram. No, not Pegram. Jacques Marquet.
The old building managed to retain some of its original grandeur, but the modern additions look like a baseball cap on a statue of a medieval saint.
All right, let's head in. Hospital.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Is this the Hagenmeyer Clinic?
That's correct.
I thought I was in a garden center.
Oh, the plans. They were my idea. A little greenery to evoke the spirit of nature. How may I help you?
I'm here to see Jacques Marquet.
Oh, yes. Are you related to our client, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm his, long-lost brother.
A brother half his age with a different name and an American accent.
Yeah, people always say that. I blame Mom. We were separated at an early age. After a mix-up in the nursery at the Oakland shopping mall.
I've never heard anything so ridiculous in all
He's
my
very
life.
bad at lying,
I
George.
guess not. So, do I get to see Marquet before the funeral?
That attitude will get you nowhere. My instructions were quite clear. No one gets to see Marquet.
Hello,
Unless
silly
you
moon
prove you're a
kitty.
relative or a close acquaintance. You're wasting your time here.
Have you seen this man?
Have you seen this man here at the clinic?
No, sir. And I never forget a face.
Okay.
Thanks for your help, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Hi, my name's George Stobbart.
Really? If you wish to make an appointment, see the receptionist.
I'm looking for a guy named Jacques Marquet.
In which department does he work?
No, he's a patient.
He's a patient.
I see.
So, how are you doing, silly moon kitty? It's late, right? Isn't it?
Regarding
Why are you still awake?
don't you?
Sorry. Knocked on my mic. You could hear that.
I have to talk to Marquet urgently.
We make no exceptions to the rules.
It's a matter of life and death.
The well-oiled running of this hospital is a matter of life and death. That's why we have rules.
I think I ought to warn you that Marquet is not what he seems.
Explain yourself.
He's in league with a bunch of guys who want to take over the world.
Nonsense. Besides,
1 a.m.
Marquet's employer
Just got
has
home
paid in
at
advance
being
for
talking
one of
about
our
late.
most
Oh,
exclusive
yeah,
private
1
rooms.
a.m. It's late, but not too late. I mean, as long as you don't have to work the next day, right?
Could you tell me who Marquet's employers are?
Certainly not.
Thanks for your help.
You know, it's yeah, good things a week. Yeah, good things a weekend.
Hi, my name's George Stobbart.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
Call me George if you like.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's my name.
My name's Benoit, but everyone calls me Bunny.
Bunny.
That's right. I used to have this cute habit when I was a kid.
Keep it to yourself, Benoit. Do you know anything about a patient named Marquet?
And no, sir, I don't know much about any of the patients.
I've never met a doctor who admits that he's only human.
I'm only a trainee, sir. I'm sure I'll get the hang of things.
Okay, sorry.
See you later.
Right.
Sorry to bother you. You're not much help. I just have to explore the place myself then. Okay, nothing there. What about this side? Yeah, okay, nothing. I still need to manage to find connection to Marquet. Let me just say first. This game looks like the early 2000 animated movies. Do not describe it. I mean, it is a reforged version of a 90s game. Makes sense to have that like old-timey vibe, right? You know? I mean, this was how the original game looks like. See? Okay, I need some help. I'm sorry. Won't let anyone see any picture. I know that. Oh my god. Oh dear. What am I supposed to do? Show them in person the ID?
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Look at this ID pass.
So you're Merlin. Marquet's been asking for you.
Ah, okay.
Yes. He was shouting your name when they brought him in here.
Oh, good. Now I can go in. So, what room is he
Let
in?
me see. He was on Ward B12, as I recall. Oh, he's being transferred to... Oh, dear. He's on Ward J2. That's Nurse Grendel's ward.
Nurse Grendel's ward? Is she scary? What about... Why are you so
Excuse me.
terrified?
Yes, sir?
Looks classy? Yeah, I mean... Hello, as well, Mentor Bucker. This game... It's a reforged, like, sort of like remastered version of the original Broken Sword game.
What's so bad about Nurse
It
Grendel?
looks
She runs
amazing.
that ward like a South American prison.
Keeping a well-disciplined ward isn't a crime, is it?
Well disciplined. In the discipline and punishment stakes, she'd whip the butt off the Marquis de Sade. Everything, I mean everything, is done to a strict routine. 6 o'clock alarm call, 6:10 bowel movement, and woe betide anyone who doesn't have a result. Those patients of hers are like Pavlova's dogs.
She sounds like a real nightmare.
Yeah, it's
And then
terrifying.
some.
If Nurse Grendel is that bad, how come the authorities tolerate her?
She's like part of the furniture.
Oh, you mean she's been here a long time?
No, I mean there's not a man in this clinic who hasn't sprawled out on her.
I was beginning to get the picture. This woman was jealous, with a big green capital J. How do I find Nurse Grendel's ward?
Down the corridor on the left, turn right at the senior consultant's washroom. Right again at the executive coffee lounge. Fair left past the administrator's sauna. And turn left at the end. That's J2. And good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for your help, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Time to go to J2. Hopefully George remembers how to go there, because I don't.
As I turned the corner, I saw the source of the hellish noise which echoed through the corridors. It was an industrial polishing machine with an odd-looking guy in tow.
Hiya!
As I tugged the plug out of the socket, the polishing machine coughed, spluttered, and died.
Mr. Shiny, what's wrong, pal?
Am I just gonna stand there and watch? Can I just sneak in somewhere or something?
Dr. Stobbart at your...
Nah. Okay, not there. Maybe this side? I don't know. I don't remember how to walk. There it is.
Good afternoon, Doctor.
Oh, hi. Is this Ward J2?
Yes, sir. The patients are ready for your inspection, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. Well, who's first?
Monsieur Croquet in bed 2.
What's his problem?
He's been complaining of loss of consciousness. You'll need this, Doctor.
She gave me a long, narrow metal box and a stunning smile. Thanks.
Fake it. Fake it till you make it. George.
Hi, I'm Dr. Stobbart.
Hello, Doctor.
The nurse told me you keep losing consciousness.
That's right. I've had the problem as long as I can remember. It's a real out-of-body experience. Like death, but
You mean like falling
not so
asleep?
conclusive.
I see. How long does it last?
Just a fraction of a second, and then I recover.
I might not have been a doctor, but I was formulating a diagnosis all the same. This guy was nuts. I know exactly what you mean. It's known in the medical field as blinking.
Is it serious?
No.
Of course it isn't serious. It's perfectly natural.
But just think, 2 seconds every minute. Why, that's almost half an hour every day. 2 weeks out of every year spent in total darkness.
I don't have time to listen to this baloney. Do you know what this piece of equipment is called?
No, I don't.
Never mind. I will. I'll talk to him.
Which bed is Marquet in?
He's round the corner, in solitary.
What's the matter with him?
I don't know, but the men who brought him in were wearing masks and rubber gloves.
Oh, must be very serious.
You're a doctor. How come you don't know?
He's not my
Doctors
patient.
don't know everything.
Then how come you act like you do?
Has Marquet had any visitors?
Nah, neither have I. That's the worst thing about being in hospital. You feel like the rest of the world has abandoned you.
Well, you know how it is. Life goes on.
Thanks for those comforting words.
Well, goodbye and good luck.
Thanks, Doc.
Do I have to use it?
Hello again. Do you know what this piece...
No,
Yeah, okay. So, who's next? He's fine. That dude's fine.
Could you take a look at the client in bed number 3 now? His name is Eric Sopmarsh.
What's his problem?
He's delirious. He just now came out of theater. He's recovering from major surgery.
I'll have him up and about before you can say, Lazarus, get out of your bed and walk. Hello? Anybody home?
Who are you?
My name is Dr. Stobbart, and I'm here to steer you down the rocky road to recovery.
Dr. Monroe said there was no cure for what I've got.
Your problem is you stayed in bed too long.
Are you sure you're a qualified doctor?
You better believe it.
Okay.
What can you tell me about Marquet?
He's the man in the private room, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
That room was mine before I was tossed out like a common squatter.
Must be a very
Do you know
important
what's
person.
wrong with Marquet?
They won't even say what's wrong with me. Tell me, Doctor, what's your opinion?
It's too early to say.
But I've been here for 3 months.
What's your impression of Nurse Grendel?
She's a very efficient young woman.
Efficient? You make her sound like a vacuum cleaner.
I've no complaints.
Oh,
See you later.
sorry. Didn't mean to do that.
It's me again. The woman in reception described Nurse Grendel as a monster.
Well, that's simply not true. She's quite strict, but that's her job, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got to have discipline in a place like this.
I'm going to take your blood pressure.
Why?
I'm a doctor. It's my job. See you later. His temperature was normal, with little fluctuation either way.
Okay. He's fine.
Doctor?
What is it now, nurse?
Number 2 again. He won't tell me what he wants. He says he'll only talk to a man.
Do I have to? That guy's nuts.
Doctor, I'm surprised at you. There's no way to talk about our clients.
Okay, I'll see him. But I'm telling you, he's a hypochondriac.
Yeah, very fancy for 90s, right?
again?
Very fancy hospital. What do you want?
Do you know what this...
No,
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
no, Doctor. Who is it?
A cold-blooded killer.
One of your colleagues?
No, he really is a murderer.
I've never seen him before.
Okay.
Well, goodbye and good luck.
Thanks, Doc.
The graph showed a steady decline in his pulse rate and an increase in his blood pressure. It kind of shook me to see this guy's life reduced to a few jagged lines.
Oh. Yeah, so this guy's healthy, this guy's not. Oh dear, oh dear.
The poor guy's temperature had been up and down like a white knuckle ride. No wonder he looked so sick.
Hospitals look like that, maybe I'll actually go to my annual checkups. Yeah. This is some fancy ass looking hospital. Who wouldn't mind staying in a hospital like this? I'm not gonna try and talk to the nurse. She's just gonna make me talk.
Doctor,
What is it?
you haven't taken my blood pressure.
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. Perfectly normal.
Seems fine to me.
You're not doing it right.
Of course I am.
No, you're not. Dr. Monroe never did it like that.
I can't take a satisfactory reading while you're excited like this. I'll come back later.
Can I go over and look at the marquee now? Can you please stop calling me?
What now?
You didn't finish taking my blood pressure.
For fuck's sake, you're too
Okay, let's try again.
You don't have the first idea what you're doing, do you?
I'll come back when you've recovered your manners.
Oh my god. Can I just talk to a nurse? I need to just deal with him constantly.
Pardon me, nurse.
Oui, monsieur?
Do you have a patient named Marquet on this ward?
Oui, monsieur. He is in the private room at the end of the ward. He has been placed in strict isolation.
Why is Marquet in quarantine?
If you wish to know more, you'll have to speak to Herr Hagenmeyer. All I know is that Marquet's room is strictly out of bounds.
Or Hagenmeyer.
Do you know who paid for Marquet's room?
No, of course I don't.
Preferential treatment like that must cost an arm and a leg.
That's not my concern, monsieur.
Do you have any clowns on the ward?
Why, yes, we do. A professional clown.
I'll bet he lightens the place up.
Hardly. Monsieur Boissy has been in a coma for the last 3 months.
What's wrong with Boissy?
He was involved in a very nasty accident. A silly stunt involving a unicycle. His current condition is due to post-traumatic shock. It's unlikely he'll ever perform as a clown again.
It's an ill wind that blows nobody any good. What is this device?
It's for taking the patient's blood pressure, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
I just
No what?
yeah, no. That'd be mean. Can you stop calling for me now?
You haven't been...
Will you keep quiet? You're disturbing the other patients.
I'll keep quiet when you've taken my blood pressure properly.
I have to see Jacques Marquet first.
How come he gets preferential treatment? It's because he's got money, isn't it?
It's not like that. I'll come back when you've dealt with that chip on your shoulder.
Like, seriously. For the love of... Like, please, just let me see Jock. Stop calling for me.
You haven't finished taking my blood pressure.
Can't you wait? Why do you have to keep taking your blood pressure? You're fine. Just be happy with that.
You're disturbing the other patients.
I need a second opinion. Can I talk to...
Pardon me, nurse.
Oui, monsieur.
Do you want this,
Device for measuring blood pressure?
Yeah, do you want it back?
No, thank you.
Oh my god.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
How do I deal with this guy? Do you know?
Hello again. Do you know what this piece of equipment is called?
No,
Well, goodbye and good luck.
thanks, Doc.
I need a second opinion. Maybe I can talk to doctors outside. Yeah, we need an invisibility cloak to go by that man. It was me, I always shut the curtains. Just not let him see me while I walk past his bed, you know? It's tiring having to deal with him. Like, can't you wait 5 minutes for your turn, huh? Okay, let's talk to this doctor. This doctor is better. This doctor is nicer.
Benoit.
There's no need to shout. What do you want?
What do you know about this piece of equipment?
It's a device for measuring blood pressure.
How to use it?
What do you know about...
It's a
Do you know the nurse on Ward J2?
No, miss. This is my first day here.
That was his first
I
day.
can't wait to get my hands dirty. I was talking about treating my first patient, of course. I didn't mean I'd get my hands dirty with a nurse.
See you later.
Right.
Excuse me, sir.
You must be the new boy.
Yeah, I must be.
Well, stop wandering about and make yourself useful. Bernie, come here, boy. This is Benoit, my nephew. Can I trust you to look after him?
Do your own babysitting, Gramps. Who do you think you are, anyhow?
I am Felix Hagenmeyer.
And may I say what an honor it is to meet you in person, sir.
That change of tune.
Or on my medical wall of fame. Right up there with Pasteur and Leary. I look on it as a privilege. No, an honor.
Like
to
in
look
real
after your
delivery.
nephew, sir.
He is fresh out of medical school. It will open his eyes to see a real doctor on the job.
I'll bet.
Show him around. Let him see some real suffering.
Okay.
So long, Hagenmeyer.
Okay, follow me, Benoit. Go and look after that desperate guy. Like, it's killing me. Here we go. Benoit.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Okay. Benor, come here, you.
Hi, it's me again.
Do I
you
need
later.
to? Do I need to talk to
Hey,
Benor?
Benoit.
Okay, you can take care of this guy.
There's no need to shout. What do you want?
Here, take this pressure gauge.
Thank you, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Well, keep it safe until I think of something. Are you ready with that
I'm ready to pump, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Use it on Eric Sopmarsh.
Okay.
Is he okay?
Hey, Benoit.
Yes, sir?
Do you still have that?
Ah, yes.
Yeah, okay, just do it
Use
again.
on Eric Sopmarsh.
Okay.
I know you've done it before, but okay. Yeah, take us, distract him while I walk over.
I'm Dr. Stobbart.
Bonjour, docteur.
Have you heard of a guy called Marquet?
He's in quarantine, doc. Right behind this here door.
Why is he in
Marquet
quarantine,
is
though?
just the man I wanted to see.
I wouldn't go in there if I was you. He has anthrax.
Anthrax?
I have to visit my patient.
What for?
Routine. I have to check he's still breathing.
What if he's not?
I'll sign the certificate and register his bed as vacant.
That's a cold and distant attitude to death.
Well, I've been institutionalized to the point of godlike aloofness.
The white coat suits you.
Thanks. Have you seen any suspicious characters on the ward?
Yeah, I have.
A gorilla and a weasel?
No, this was a tatty old bear.
How was the bear acting suspiciously?
Well, he was wearing a homburg.
Is that against the law?
No, but it's pretty weird for a bear.
Don't you think it's possible that the bear was a man in disguise?
Well, obviously, I'm not completely stupid. But who would go to the bother of disguising himself as a bear? It's not
A
as if
killer,
he's
obviously.
blending with the surroundings. I checked with base to see if any bears had been reported missing from the zoo or a traveling circus. They told me
I have this bad thing that Marquet is
until
probably dead
reinforcements
already.
arrive. I guess they're right. I'd be stupid to tackle a bear single-handed.
Catch you later, officer.
Au revoir, Doc. If you see that bear, kick him in the nuts.
I go in.
Rather you than me, pal.
Are you okay, Marquet? You don't look okay.
Marquet?
Yes, I am Marquet. I've been expecting you.
You have?
Well, what are you waiting for? Get it over with.
I'm
I
not
just want to know what I should do with the jam.
who you think I am.
The Lamar gem.
Yeah, right here in my pocket.
I thought you were one of the assassins.
I'm not.
Not me. I never inhaled.
So, you were sent in my place?
Yeah. You could hardly make the trip to Ireland in your condition. What should I do with the gem?
Deliver it to the
Grandmaster? Who is the Grandmaster?
quickly. Tell him that I have found the tripod right here in Paris.
You have it?
Not yet, but
Oh dear. Okay. I need to go grab that somehow.
I hope couple of stooges with a flair for petty crime.
Would that be Flap and Guido by any chance?
Who knows that?
Oh yeah, I ran into them.
What about the Hashashin?
He's
Klausner.
more likely to have followed Klausner. He'll stop at nothing to prevent the reforging of the sword.
And that's bad, is it?
As for Klausner, he is gone off to Syria on a wild goose chase.
They have geese in Syria?
He has a theory about the location of
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
That's enough excitement for one day, Monsieur Marquet. What are you doing here?
Talking to this patient, of course.
Monsieur Marquet is my patient. Herr Hagenmeyer was to hear that.
Okay, I'm going. I'd learned all I could from Marquet anyhow.
No, I have this bad feeling. I have a very bad feeling.
Oh, there you are, sir. I was just coming to look for you. I finished with your pressure gauge.
Thanks, Bunny.
What's that noise? It sounds as if someone's having a cardiac arrest.
Oh dear, it's
all
Marquet.
right. The doctor's in there with him.
Are you sure he was a doctor?
Oui, monsieur. He showed me his ID. It was Dr. Braille.
There's no Dr. Braille working here.
He's an imposter! The door's locked. Help me, officer.
Yeah, he's not gonna make it. He's not gonna make it.
Stand back, monsieur.
Oh dear. Oh yeah, not good. Not good at all. At least I met him, talked to him, and gave me some information.
Marquet.
Did he talk?
Yeah, he talked. For the very last time.
He's dead.
Yeah, killed in cold blood by a bogus doctor.
That's despicable. What kind of guy would pass himself off as a doctor and take advantage of a dying man?
That is a
Was
lawsuit.
it Count?
That is
No,
bad.
I don't know who he was, but it certainly wasn't Khan. He got away, out the window. Have you ever heard of the Hashiashin?
No.
Marquet said that they were his biggest enemy.
His biggest enemy was the bogus doctor.
You might be with the
Don't mind me.
Hasashin.
That guy was evil. He had wild, staring eyes like a dead fish. I'll never trust a doctor again.
At least not that doctor. Don't trust that
Do
doctor.
you think the assassin was responsible for killing Marquet?
I don't think so. He could have finished him off the first time. Besides, Marquet would have recognized him.
He was pumped to the gills with sedatives. He wouldn't have recognized the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse unless they'd introduced themselves.
Also, I just noticed that Nico has a really cute kitty cushion on her bed. Look at that. She's adorable. Okay, yeah. I still have the pressure gulch with me. Why do I have that? Oh dear.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Alright. There's something new though. Okay, I need to go to the museum, I think. Okay.
I guess I'd better go back and talk to that weirdo.
Which one? Rousseau or Sergeant Mou? Oh, but you're referring to Andre.
I'll let you work it out.
Back to the crew museum. I can go here too. I'm gonna go to the museum because they said I want to steal stuff. Right? So I'm just gonna go and take a look.
You have left it very late, monsieur.
Late for what?
Anything? I am closing the museum soon. You wouldn't like to get locked in. I can tell you, not in this gallery.
Why not?
It is haunted, monsieur.
You don't believe in ghosts, surely.
Oh, yes, I do. 7 years ago, a lad managed to hide in here. He'd made a bet with his friends, I suppose. When I found him in the morning, he was cold as ice and stiff as a board.
You mean he's dead?
What was the cause of death?
They said it was a brain tumor. But on his face was a look of stark, desperate terror such as I have never seen before.
Scary.
Okay.
Forget it.
Talk to Lobanu again.
Hi, Andre.
Hello, Georgie.
Have you ever heard of the Hashashin?
Why, yes, it was a radical Muslim sect whose name became synonymous with murder. It was formed in 11th century Persia, shortly before the Crusades.
At roughly the same time as the Templars.
Yes, they gave a new word to our language, Assassini, the assassins.
Okay.
How did the assassins get their name?
From the legends surrounding the secrets of their initiation rites. A young man who sought to join the sect was given hashish until he drifted into dreams. He awoke to find himself in a fabulous garden with everything he could wish for. The freshest water, the most delicious food, the choicest hash, and the most delectable women imaginable.
Cool. Do you have the address?
I haven't
Just
finished
the
the story.
address.
There was a price to pay for the
Oh,
taste of
George.
paradise.
Wouldn't you just know it?
You're hooked to this mystery. I'm hooked to this mystery, and I've played the original game before.
He was
Really
told
good.
that he'd been given a glimpse of the heaven reserved for holy martyrs. A heaven
Revolution
he would enjoy
Software,
for
man.
eternity.
Charles.
He was willing
They do a
to
wonderful
join the
job.
Hashashi.
Okay? They really do.
How did the assassins operate?
All their games are
Well,
pretty good.
As I explained,
With the exception of
the
3
new
and 4,
recruits
maybe.
would be only too willing to die for the cause. They'd be instructed in the use of the dagger, poisons, and disguise. Then, the Grand Master of the sect would name an enemy of Allah.
And they'd stop at nothing to eliminate that enemy.
You got it. They were fearless and deadly.
Does the cult of the assassins still exist?
Yes,
Take a look around at the world today. You tell me.
they exist.
I think you ought to know that the tripod is going to be stolen.
The Lochman tripod? No.
It's true. I can give you a description of the thieves.
Before the supposed event has taken place,
I heard them planning the raid.
they're wasting their time. The tripod is protected by a state-of-the-art alarm system.
Well, don't say I didn't warn you. Why don't you loan the tripod to me for safekeeping?
Because I'd never see it again.
Well, don't you trust me?
It's not a question of trust, George. That tripod is hundreds of years old and extremely fragile.
I get your point. Thanks for your help, Andre.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I gotta distract them. And mainly the...
Attention! Please do not open the window, monsieur.
Don't you think it's kind of stuffy in here?
Better stuffy than dead.
What's the problem? Fumes from car exhausts?
Not just that, monsieur. There's a new burger bar opened up across the street. The Laughing Buffalo.
So what's the problem?
They cook their burgers on a charcoal grill. And the fat falls on the open flame.
And?
The amount of organic compound and smoke particles released is...
You think that's worse than a car exhaust
Since
pipe?
they open, local air pollution has doubled. And it stinks like a funeral pyre. That is why I keep the windows closed.
But yeah, Lobano, it's fragile and George would just take it. Technically, it would be flapping Guido. He has to look away first. Then I'm gonna go over to this area. He's gonna open that. He's gonna I'm gonna sneak in and close that. And they're gonna leave, and I'll be inside the sarcophagus. No one would even notice anything.
It is closing time, Monsieur Lobineau.
Already, there just aren't enough hours in the day.
More than enough for me. I can't wait to get home and put my feet up.
Eh bien, see you tomorrow.
Good night, Monsieur.
Bye-bye. Both of you. I'm still here. Oh, yeah. And Flapping Guido's coming. While I'm still inside. Don't fall asleep, George.
Hey, Guido! Look at this!
Quit fooling around, you moron! Get your ass over here and bring that flashlight.
Yeah, look at this. They're trying to take this.
Oh, Guido!
What's the big idea, you dummy? Shine the light down here.
Oh dear.
The mummy! It's come along!
I'm sorry. I think I should have pushed this thing.
If that's the mommy, I'm glad I'm an orphan.
Are you an idiot? Yeah, I'm supposed to push this thing so that it knocks him out, I think. Am I dead? Yeah. Second chance. Second chance. Let's do that again. No. Do that first. And then go over there. Yeah. I probably need to knock down this thing or something.
It is closing time.
Already,
So I'm gonna skip through this.
Good.
I just want to get to the other part first. Hours pass. Flapping Guido show up.
Hey, Guido! Look at this!
Quit fooling around, you moron. Get your ass over here and bring that flashlight. What the? Who's there?
Let's get out of here!
Is that like Nico? That is Nico, isn't it?
And when I woke up, I was at the police station. Luckily, I managed to persuade Rosso I was innocent.
Poor George.
What a mess. I bungled the whole thing.
I don't think so. You made a pretty good job of distracting those two crooks.
Yeah, but the killer got away with the tripod.
No, he didn't. He's not the only one who can...
It's Nico, obviously.
You mean... it was you who stole the tripod? Oh, hell, Nico. I could have been shot.
I was shot at one point.
To shoot their own feet.
I just wish you'd told me your plans. We're supposed to be in this together. But how come you dressed up like a pantomime cat?
Don't circle Georgie, please.
Oh, rats. And don't call me Georgie.
Oh, I really thought you'd be pleased.
Yeah, it's because
At the trap?
Andre also calls us Georgia.
Aren't you going to try putting the gem on the tripod?
I guess so.
That is a good idea.
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
The gem fits perfectly, but what does that prove?
We might not be in the right location, I think. We need to be at specific spot.
Maybe the tripod has to be in a certain location.
There's nothing on the manuscript to indicate where, though, is there?
Oh, by the way, I had a visit from Andre Lobineau.
Oh, yeah. I hope you didn't mind me giving him your address.
Not at all. It was lovely to see him again. He was over the moon when I showed him the manuscript. It's not often he gets that excited. He made a sketch of the Knight's crest to take back to the museum. I believe he's identified the family who bear that crest.
I sure hope so. Lobineau explained who the Hashashin were.
Yeah?
The cult of the assassins.
Oh, boy!
Okay, time to go
I have
to
to
the
go.
other location.
Already? You only just arrived.
Time and tide wait for no man.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Aw, Nico misses George. Wants to spend time with him. That's good. That's sweet. Yeah, but I need to go to another location to do our researching and stuff. And also because it's almost 5 p.m. and it'll be dinner time since I gotta end soon too. Yeah, new location. And before I go off and end here for today, take a look at the original. And then take a look at this. I still can't get over how good the graphics look. Okay, I like that they actually made it HD and, you know, touched up the stuff, but the core of the game is still the same, which is really nice. And I still really like it. Really. But yeah, it's gonna be 5 p.m. soon. It's gonna be dinner time soon. So I'm gonna end it here for today. Just chill a bit for dinner. And then for the rest of the night. Because I gotta work tomorrow. Yeah? And so thank you everyone who dropped by. You know, there was J-Cat from earlier, some Kitty, the Hermit Gamer. Was there Montario Barker? Then did I miss anyone? Rabbit? Yeah. Thank y'all for dropping by, and of course for everyone else who is, you know, lurking. You don't like chatting, you don't like commenting on YouTube videos, it's totally okay. I appreciate y'all nonetheless. Thank y'all so much for watching. And for those of you who are watching on YouTube, I'll see you in the next video. So until then, take care, and bye!